What's going on? I'm going to be doing a PSP test for the RG351M and comparing it with the Retroid Pocket 2 to see how they perform versus each other. Now let's get into it. First up is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, and on the RG351M it seems to run fine. It doesn't stay at full speed the entire time, but for the most part it does, and it seems very playable to me. And this game doesn't seem to particularly be input dependent, so it would be a good one to play on the 351. As for the Retroid Pocket 2, it's also very playable, but it does perform slightly worse than on the RG351M at some points. Mainly in cutscenes is where I noticed it. Next is Daxter, which is a spin-off of the Jak and Daxter series, which just focuses on Daxter fighting bugs. This one doesn't run the best on either of them. Here on the RG351M, it does hit full speed with frame skip on, but there's a bit of stuttering happening. So it's okay, but it isn't going to be the best experience. Now on the Retroid Pocket 2, it can't hit full speed and the stuttering is a bit worse, which makes the inputs feel delayed, so this one isn't playable on the Retroid Pocket 2.
Being an Otso might be useful after all.
Here is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and this one surprised me a bit. It ran well on the RG351M, and there didn't seem to be much slowdown with frame skip on, so it seemed very playable, and this is one that I'm probably going to be playing all the way through. For the Retroid Pocket 2, this is a much different case though. For some reason, the game didn't run well at all, and was completely unplayable even with the same settings that were on the RG351. This one is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and it runs okay on the RG351. The hub runs pretty well, and during the hunt, the first map seems to run well overall. There is a bit of slowdown here and there, but this one seems playable to me. Just doing the more difficult hunts, I could see it being pretty annoying if it were to start to slow down. For the Retroid Pocket 2, the hub does not run very well, and for some reason the screen on the Retroid Pocket 2 makes PSP games look pretty bad. Here you can really tell as the text pretty much is not readable, but in Hunt the map runs fine, and fighting small monsters is okay, but I have a feeling that large monsters will cause it to chug a little bit. Now for SoulCaliber Broken Destiny. It runs on the 351, but it isn't very smooth, so for a fighting game, I can't recommend this one to try. The same for the Retroid Pocket 2. It doesn't work well enough for fighting games of this caliber to run at full speed and be enjoyable. The last game up is Need for Speed Most Wanted, and I had high expectations for this one, as racing games have usually been easy to emulate for me in the past. But on the RG351, it works okay, and it seems to be playable and enjoyable, but then it will randomly freeze altogether for a few seconds, and that just makes it unplayable, even if it only happens 1 or 2 times per race. For the Retroid Pocket 2, it actually runs terribly and is totally unplayable, so this game didn't come anywhere close to what I was expecting. Overall, the RG351 way outperformed the Retroid Pocket 2, which I didn't see coming, as in DS performance, the Retroid Pocket 2 was the outperformer. Pretty much every game I tested was playable on the RG351, depending on your tolerance. Obviously, not everything ran at full speed, but if you're not very picky, you could play through the games, and the same can't be said for the Retroid Pocket 2. It only had a few games that were playable to me, and even more couldn't run at full speed at all. So the winner for PSP performance is the RG351, but if you're looking for a device that will play PSP well, I don't think you should look at either of these. I would just see it as a bonus that they can play some PSP games. That was my quick PSP test on the RG351 and comparing it with the Retroid Pocket 2. Let me know what you thought in the comments and what you want to see in the future. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more tech and gaming content. Thanks for watching.
Is it just me or can you hear the foam up there creaking?
I can definitely
I
hear
think
it.
that one's fun.
You saw it here, everybody, live on stream.